YouTube, it is your girl Tia. I am back. I am starting my new series today called Lover's Lane. It is about me and my husband. I just want to take you through the basics really quickly and explain how we got here. So, I will start out with how we met. So, I was on an app called, well, at the time it was called My Yearbook. Now it's called Meet Me, I think. And back then, I wasn't looking to date anybody. I was just on there networking, trying to meet some new friends in my area. I was kind of lonely. I was working for a company, and it was for Apple. And I was just doing sales and pre-sales and things like that. And it was just me and my older son. Well, at the time, it was just him. So I was, doing good. And I just wanted to start networking. So I was on that app. It was a spinoff, like I said, called My Yearbook at the time, now called Meet Me. And I was just meeting new people. So at the time, I met this guy. We're going to call him Corey. And he was like really into me, that I was super cute. He was like posting me all over the place, which is fine. But he just didn't listen. Don't call me at like 1, 2 in the morning. I have a son. I'm knocked out. But he would continually call me, and I just wasn't interested. So one day, I posted a cheesy contest. We weren't dating. We were just like starting to get to know each other. And I really wasn't like into him like that. So I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So I was just messing around. Everybody, when I would be on the app, I was really, really popular. I was popular in school too, but so I'm just trying to meet people and, get people to talk to me. So, I posted the cheesiest picture contest, and I put a picture of me, I was smiling like super cheesy, like, or whatever. And then there was this guy, and he posted a picture, and it was the funniest picture. Like, it was so freaking cute. And I just loved it. And so we talked on the post for a little while, and then he messaged me personally in my inbox, and he wasn't like any of the guys that had tried to talk to me before that I just kind of shot down. He wasn't like, yo, what's good, how you doing? He was like, what did he say? It was really, really, really respectful. It wasn't something I was used to. So I was like, okay, I'll just give him a shot. He's being really polite to me. He was even like saying yes ma'am and all kinds of stuff. He didn't ask for my number right off. We just kind of wanted to get to know each other. He explained where he was from, saying that, he was born in Colombia, and then, he moved to Panama, then he moved to the U.S. After his mother met his father while he was in the military stationed in Panama. And so, yeah. So we talked for about 3 months, and then we decided to finally meet each other in person. Now, for those of you who are dating online, online at the time was still like, you're gonna meet this person in person, he could be a killer, da da da. So I'm not stupid. So I met him at my job in front of the security cameras. Well, the security cameras right on me, and there was another one where you could see the parking lot. So he came, and I was like, oh, I'm so freaking. I had never heard his voice like live, and he had never, like, we never called each other. It was just strictly messaging. So I met him, and he came to my job because he didn't work too far from me. It was on the same street, just like further down. So he came, he took me to Chick-fil-A, and I kid you guys, I'm not kidding with you guys when I say this. We went to Chick-fil-A. I was super nervous. Like, I never get nervous when there's always the anticipation that builds up when you meet somebody. But I was really into him, and I was like, okay, here he comes. So I met him. We went to Chick-fil-A, and he held my hand while we were standing there in line. I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous. So as he started to like order our food, I'm looking at the back of him, like his just cell person body, whatever you want to say. Not like, oh yeah. I was just looking at him. But the weird thing was, I started to like like squint. I'm like, I feel like I know him, but I've never met this guy before. It was the weirdest, and I was literally like freaking out because I was like, why do I feel like I know him? Not like know him mutually, just like I've known him like for a long time, but I'm just meeting him. So that was really weird. I was like, what? Why am I feeling like this? I'm really like looking him up and I'm like, why do I feel like I know this guy? So he takes me back to my job and I go back in. I'm like, thanks for taking me to lunch. It was great. I'm glad we finally got a chance to meet face to face. And then we didn't see each other for like a few days. And then I was on my way out of work and I was talking to my friends and I was looking in the parking lot. I was like, that's not his car, is it? I was like, hold on. I'm talking to my coworkers. So I kind of walked over. I'm like doing like this as I'm walking. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sam. So he gets out the car and I just run over there. I'm like, ah! So I get my hug. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. So then we I don't think that was the time he brought me flowers. I think it was the next time because it was during the day. So we were talking just more in depth about, our relationships that we've been in the past, even though we had already talked about this over text. And, I was in a 4-year relationship that didn't work out. And then he was like, yeah, I was in a 4-year relationship also. And then the girl cheated and things like that. So we were kind of on the same page, like, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, but if it happens naturally, it just happens. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we talked some more, and I kid you not, I'm not the type of person to like fall in love super fast or like get in my feelings really quickly because I'm trying to be safe. Like I'm not trying to be hurt anymore because I just being with my son's father, it just took a serious toll on me, and I broke up with him, and I just couldn't do that. I can't. 4 years is a long time to just not want to do that again. If you're hurt or what happened, who knows in the relationship. But you've ever been in a relationship that's more than a year, and you really feel like you've committed yourself to this person. It hurts when you break up. I mean, like terribly. I was depressed for quite a while. And so, within 6 months, we went to a fountain, and we just sat there and talked. We went to the restaurant near the fountain like twice, but then when we went to the fountain this last time, I was like, okay, how am I going to admit this? Because I never wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm just not that kind of person. I was like, I think I'm falling in love with this guy. I've never been the type of, okay, if you tell it first, I want him to tell me first. But I needed to tell him. I was like, I'm freaking out inside. I'm like, I don't want to have to do this. I can't believe I'm in this position where I'm actually going to share my feelings of love, like right now. So I told him, I was like, I don't want you to freak out. I'm getting nervous just talking about it. I get nervous. So, I was like, I don't want you to freak out. I'm going to tell you this, okay? If you don't feel the same way, it's fine, because, we're only 6 months in. But I've fallen in love with you. And then he was just like, and then he said, I've fallen in love with you too. I was like, yes! I hit my knees now. Yes! I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy. And so I was like, such a sigh of relief just like came over me. I just felt so good in that moment. Because he felt the same way. He was like, I didn't want to tell you either because I didn't want you to feel weird. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not out here dying by myself, or I'm not becoming creepy. So, then things started to pick up for us. And it was all very natural. It was the first time that was ever entering into an interracial relationship. Like, I've always liked guys, you know, no matter what they look like or their skin color, as long as you treat me right. So we started to date, like on an intimate level. Like, things just like took off from there. And I noticed that the more we spoke to each other, the more of a longing I got for him. And then a year and a half in, I ended up moving from home, and that'll be another series where I talk about when I ended up leaving home. And I was looking for a place. In that time, I was staying in a suite, and I didn't let him meet my son right away because his impression is very important to me, and I just can't have everybody around my child because it doesn't work like that. So I was very nervous when he finally met my son. He met him. I was like, okay, just sit over here. Just sit down, and if he just, you know, I need to watch my child, because if my child don't like you, then this is a wrap, you know. Kids can pick up on people, and that's very important to me because my child is a part of me. If you don't like my son, you don't like me. We can't be. So I told him to sit down. He was very respectful of how terrified I was. And Jalen, you know, went over and gave him a ball, and he let him play, and he asked him what his name was and things like that. And they just hit it off. I was like, thank you. But of course I would, you know, monitor this. He didn't meet him like all the time. A year into that, we ended up finding out that we were pregnant. And it was a huge step. It was a huge thing because I didn't want to be pregnant, not married again. And I told him, I was like, look, you know, if you're not gonna be a full-time father, I'll just do it on my own. You know, I can't do it. And this was at night when I called him over, and I told him, like, look, I can't go to the clinic and do it. I can't. And he was in agreement. He was like, yeah, I don't think I would have you do that and be in that kind of pain. And then he was like, well, you know, I was raised to be a man, and I'm going to take responsibility for this, and you won't do this alone. We just out there crying and hugging each other and crying and just crying and crying and crying. And let me back up a little bit. Before I found out that I was pregnant, he was sleeping a lot. I was like, you know, I just think he's been working a lot lately, and maybe he's just sleepy because of that. I wasn't paying. He was like, I just took a nap, he told me one day, and I'm just so tired. I was like, please, don't let it be what I think it is. So then we found out, and then we went forward after that. So then I had to break it to my mom. So I told my mom like 2 weeks later, and she was not happy. But I was, you know, an adult at this time, so, you know, I wasn't underage. And, well, she knew I was dating the guy. And then I told her I was pregnant. So she was like, how could you do this again? She wasn't as upset, but she was upset. And I was like, he's not, you know, that kind of guy. And he said he will take responsibility. And so we move on from there. Relationship got a little rocky for other reasons. And then he's like, okay, well, we need to find our own place. But my goal is to marry you. I'm not just dating you just to be dating. And I was like, yeah, my end goal is marriage. I'm not out here trying to be in a relationship just to waste my time or your time. So, we start to try to figure out, you know, then we start talking finances and things like that. And I was making this amount of money, and he was making that amount of money. And, okay, it's time to start getting this ball rolling. So in the next video, we will cover the pregnancy reveal to his parents and my perception, of them, and moving in. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.